Hello everybody! Welcome to another play of Alan Wake. I'm decided to start things off here since the game is going to be running out in a few days. So, we're going to actually play it, and I don't know if we'll actually keep this up on YouTube, considering that we're going to be playing with, of course, that licensed music, but this will be a good way to just see what the interest level is. And for our fun, we're going to play with a commentary on so we can hear what Remedy was talking about or what they were thinking as they were designing the game. We'll start a new game here. Let me see, is there an easy way to do this? Oh, better raise the audio up too. Yeah, that should be good. Do I want to start on Nightmare? Yeah, let's have some fun.
Stephen King once wrote that nightmares exist outside of logic, and there's little fun to be had in explanations. They're antithetical to the poetry of fear. In a
We'll see how far I can actually get.
Keeps asking why, but there can be no explanation, and there shouldn't be one. The unanswered mystery is what stays with us the longest, and it's what we'll remember in the end. My name is Alan Wake. I'm a writer.
Alan Wake. It's gonna suck that we're never gonna get a sequel.
But this dream unsettled me. It was wild and dark and weird, even by my standards. So yes, it began with a dream. Following a typical nightmare pattern, I was late, desperately trying to reach my destination, a lighthouse. For some urgent reason, I couldn't remember. I'd been driving too fast down a coastal road to get there. I'd seen the hitchhiker too late.
I'm not sure whether to play with the keyboard and mouse or the gamepad for this. Probably the keyboard and mouse, so just for aiming.
He was dead. I was convinced they'd put me in jail and I would never see Alice again. Suddenly, his body was gone. I was in shock from the crash. I could hardly stand my feet.
Is this too low for those of you watching this right now?
Hello, my name is Mikael Kasurinen and I'm the lead game designer of Alan Wake. This is a video game commentary that spans throughout the whole game. Commentators will appear like this on the screen every time there's something that we like to talk about. But be aware that this commentary is full of spoilers. If you haven't played the game yet and you want to experience it as it was meant to be played, stop now, go back to the option screen and turn off the commentary. You can always come back later. This commentary is location based, so every time you hear a commentary that you want to listen to, stop moving and don't try to advance to the next location. Feel free to look around, but moving forward to the level might actually override the existing commentary. The only way to replay a comment is to restart the last checkpoint. Now, enjoy the commentary and have fun.
Thank you.
Hi, my name is Tim Lundqvist. I'm one of the level designers of Alan Wake.
Hello, my name is Tero Tousa.
I'm gonna make it a little bit louder. One second. I had this low for when I did my recording earlier.
I'm a senior environment artist at Remedy.
Hi, I'm Mikko Rautalahti and I'm a writer here at Remedy. Here we are in the very beginning of Alan Wake. Since dreams and dreamlike states are a big deal for us, it's kind of fitting that we start things off with a good old-fashioned nightmare. We also do a couple of other things here. For example, we introduced Thomas Zane. We don't call him that yet, but that's what the big floating ball of light is. And we also do a tutorial here, and that was actually kind of challenging because it's not very easy to marry the idea of a story introduction and a tutorial together. But you know, I think we did an okay job with that.
Thank you, guys. So I'll try not to talk while they're actually doing the commentary, just so it's not having double voices.
You missed your deadline.
I hope I can get the dodge working here.
You can't stop me.
Come on, buddy. Oop. Come on. Oh. There we go.
I realized that the hitchhiker was a character from the story I'd been working on.
How does it feel to die by the hands of your own creation?
Not much to say here for the tutorial part. Because we are playing on Nightmare, we're going to be able to hopefully find all the manuscript pages. Again, using light as a guide marker for the player. Oh, Clay's dead.
Oh no! Stop! No! Damn it, die! No! No! No!
I was trapped. There was no way out.
Where's a flashlight when you need one? Remedy really loves doing the creepy stuff, don't they?
The cabin was a death trap. I had to get out. Follow the light.
There we go.
You are hurt. You should go into the light.
The light pole that you see in front of you is a crucial piece in the gameplay of Alan Wake. We call them safe haven. It's a spot of light in the midst of darkness. It provides you safety. While the enemies actually don't want to go into light, they also heal the player faster and acts as guidance for the player. Every time you see light in front of you, that's usually a good direction to take.
To its ports I've been. To its ports I've been. Do you understand?
No.
Follow my light.
Well, we have to really make use of the safe havens if we want to survive Nightmare mode.
I entered your dream to teach you. The darkness is dangerous. It's sleeping now. When it feels you coming, it will wake up. There's no time.
In this scene, the diver takes control over Wake's dream to teach him how to fight the forces of darkness. The basic concept is simple. You turn the light on top of Taken and you can see the darkness burning away. After that, you are able to defeat Taken with your revolver. This is a good opportunity to see how the light mechanics work. Turn the light on top of him and you can actually see a small halo forming around him. The halo gets smaller, the less darkness there's left. And you can clearly see a light effect when the shield is burned away. The combat mechanics were always designed around the idea that you face multiple enemies at once. In this tutorial you only get one enemy at a time, but in the field that comes after this, you get 2 or 3 enemies at the same time. then you get the proper feel of how the combat works. Be careful on who you're concentrating on, because someone else might actually be flanking you and trying to hit you.
Because we're on nightmare mode, he's going to do even more damage, or take more damage for us to kill him. There we go.
Good. You've done well. Remember what I've taught you. That is all. I will give you back your dream now.
In the nightmare, a terrible darkness was taking over the world. The lighthouse was the last safe place on Earth.
You made me this way, and now
Gotcha.
this isn't weak.
Oh. Like I said, as long as we keep running, we should be able to avoid most of these guys. Oh good, the flare gun.
Just like
Oh. This is the only game where a flare gun is the most awesome weapon in it. But yeah, you really can't fight your way through this game. Unless you're stuck in an arena section.
I can keep this up forever.
Here we go. I don't think the Hurricane or the Twister moves faster on Nightmare. Are there any collectibles here? I don't think they are. Nope. And that's the first of many chapters. For this first part, it's going to be exposition heavy until we can get through to the first actual level.
Anything more than dozed off would be news for everyone.
Cheer up, handsome. We're here.
I think to keep things moving along, I may just fast forward through some of these cutscenes. Because if not, we're going to be spending a lot of time just sitting and watching these things play out.
Go stand next to that old gentleman. I want a shot at you.
The events of the game take place in the Pacific Northwest region of the United States. This is a beautiful region that has in the past been featured in numerous TV shows and movies, like The Shining and Twin Peaks. It's famous and recognizable for many things, like fishing and mining and huge redwood tree trunks the size of a bus, beautiful lighthouses. But I think the most recognizable and beautiful feature is the nature. It's an oceanic climate combined with huge mountain ranges and dark forests. The cool thing about it is that there's an enormous amount of moisture constantly flowing in from the Pacific Ocean, and when it hits the mountains it turns into fog. So the end result of that is that almost everywhere you look there's these dense wisps of fog lazily crawling on the mountains and hillsides, and it really lends the area an almost otherworldly feel.
Thank you.
You can trust me to be discreet.
Just a couple more.
Over here.
I hope you two have a
Ooh,
lovely
got
holiday.
stuck there. Yeah, and this is just still the introduction, so we're not going to be able to get to the actual action until probably 2 more scenes from now.
Very nice. I got a couple of really good ones. And I see you made a friend. That's cute.
Right. Yeah?
Hey, bestseller. How's my favorite writer? Are you there yet?
Barry. Yeah. We just got it.
Are the locals giving you trouble? Just say the word and I'll hop on a plane and come make sure that you're left alone, Al.
No, Barry, we're fine.
Great, great. Just want to make sure you can relax and recharge. So, how is the place? Has it gotten your creative juices flowing?
Barry, we're just settling in.
Okay, Al. I'll call back later to make sure you're doing okay. And you call me if there's a problem, okay? Okay. Just looking out for you, buddy. Talk to you later.
I love you too, Barry.
You know he's going to be calling you every 5 minutes.
Barry is Barry. I can always turn off the phone.
What did I tell you?
Text message from Barry. He says hi to you too.
Alan, we're here. Come on, let's get back to the car.
Come on. Yeah, we'll just skip through some of the stuff just to keep things moving.
Diners are the very essence of traditional Americana and the hearts of small-town communities, such as Bright Falls.
Keep it here.
There being so many of them and many of them looking very much like each other, source material for this location was always going to be plentiful. But even so, from the start, we had a certain one in mind. If you can remember a certain black tie-wearing, pie-munching FBI agent who likes a damn fine cup of coffee, you'll know the one I'm talking about.
Bad circulation. Yeah, are you serious? Coconut again? You just
So in there, young man. You can hurt yourself in the dark.
I didn't want to wait. I wanted to find Stucky, to get the key and get out as soon as possible. Hello? Mr. Stucky?
Carl couldn't make it. Unfortunately, he was taken ill. But I have the key for you and instructions on how to get to the lake.
Okay.
I wish you a good stay in my cabin. I'll come by later to check how you've settled in. And to meet your wife. I insist.
Thanks.
Cauldron Lake is a special place. Very inspiring.
Mm-hmm.
You got lucky this time, young man. You can hurt yourself in the dark. This really ought to be...
even that sounds better than your singing.
Are you alright?
The Andersons.
I'm just trying to speed through this
local
part.
musicians. We're waiting for Dr. Hartman to come pick them up. They wandered off from his clinic and...
Bye, Mr. Wake.
There's still, unfortunately, one more part before we actually get to the action of the game.
Wow. It's gorgeous, Alan.
It's something. Don't worry.
Bird Lake Cabin
1 second.
is an idyllic, a little rundown but nevertheless beautiful cabin nestled in a small island on the Cauldron Lake. But not all about it is as it seems. You see, in the 70s there was a big eruption and the whole island sank and it took down the cabin with it. So it shouldn't really exist, yet somehow it does. The original idea for the Bird Lake cabin was that it was actually alive, that it would roam about in the forests at night, rising onto its legs that would at daytime look like bird leg-shaped roots sticking out from under it. In the end, the story evolved into having the name of Bird Lake Cabin derived from the peculiar shape of the island and also from the frontal facade of the building, where a chimney, which looks like a beak, and 2 round windows looked like its face, and 2 porches, one on either side, looked like its wings.
There you go. We can get things moving.
It was a beautiful place. I told myself I could rest here, sleep here, and forget about my work.
We spend a lot of time talking about Alice in the game, but we don't actually see all that much of her because she disappears. That's why it was very important for us to establish her as a major force in Wake's life in the very beginning of the game. Their relationship is very interesting because Alice is actually a lot smarter and stronger than Wake is. She's capable of manipulating him and is quite willing to do so if need be. That's how they end up at Cauldron Lake in the first place. But what she does out of love. She really just wants to help him. And he does
Playing the
need all
wind
the help
chimes.
because he kind of falls apart without her. She's a lot stronger than that. She could survive without him, but I'm not sure if Wake could ever live without Alice.
Honey?
Alright.
Alan, I'm upstairs. I have a surprise for you.
Well, hello there.
I'm not the surprise. It's in the study. Go take a look.
Okay.
Surprise!
Alice, what is this?
I guess I have a
See.
small confession to make. I thought maybe you could
Let's
write
see.
here that a change of scenery would get you
Damn
past.
it, Alice, everyone
Hey, hey, just hear me out. There's a local
And this is
doctor,
when we
Dr.
get to the
Hartman.
crazy
I read a
stuff.
book of his. He has a private clinic here. He specializes in helping artists.
So
Maybe-
now you want to get me committed?
No, it's not like that. That's not... Alan? Alan?
Just don't! I don't want to hear it! God damn it, Alice! God damn it! I knew she wouldn't follow me in the dark. I needed some time alone to think things through. Damn it. Alice? Alice? Alice!
Alright, here we go.
Dark. All the lights were out.
Alan Wake has a lot of problems. His marriage is failing, he's suffering from the results of extremely poor impulse control, and frankly, the guy is a bit of a dick. He's not a bad writer, he's definitely a decent one, and obviously he's been very successful, but you know, it's probably not a coincidence that the moment he sets out to write this really good novel, he's not actually capable of even starting it. He's been disintegrating for a good while now, you know, too many parties, too much self-pity. He's just really not handling the situation well at all, and it doesn't help at all that he's using Alice as his muse without realizing that this actually places a great deal of pressure on her, because it kind of...
Alice? Alice?
I thought we saw a little bit more.
Oh no!
And of course that sets off our entire story.
Keep going.
Wake up.
Alice?
The DLC really adds a lot more to like the lore of the game, and unfortunately it really was setting up for more of like this kind of gameplay, which we never got a chance to see.
I couldn't remember how I got there. All I knew was that something terrible had happened to Alice. The phone was dead. I'd have to find help on foot.
Alright, now we can begin properly.
Among Alice's things was a book, The Creator's Dilemma, by a Dr. Emil Hartman. Seeing the book brought back my fight with Alice. I didn't like it, and I didn't like the guy's smug face.
Designing the environments, we are making full use of the diversity of nature in Pacific Northwest region. In this episode, we
You
find
can see a
Alan Wake
manuscript
crashed in a
page down
car,
there too.
unable to climb back to the road, and facing a long hike through the forest to reach a distant gas station where he hopes to find help. The area is a rocky, forested valley. He has to go through a logging site and also a marshland that follows the bottom of the valley and a river crossing. In the end, there is a vintage old gas station to explore, so really it's a visually very interesting location.
It's going to be more interesting by the fact that we have the additional manuscript pages to hunt down.
Hello?
Hello? Someone there? The loose sheets of paper were pages from a manuscript entitled Departure. That was the name I planned to use for the next novel I had never gotten started. I was named the author. I hadn't written it. I couldn't remember writing it. In the scene on the page, the hero was attacked by an axe murderer in the woods at night.
Alright. So that's one that I'm missing from the Nightmare, on Nightmare difficulty here. Actually, several ones.
Well, as you can see, Wake has just found his first manuscript pages. They just sort of floated down from an unearthly light. And the manuscript is really one of our main storytelling tools in the whole thing, and one of our most important concepts in the entire game. And that stuff was actually really difficult to write because you know, you don't have a lot of space there. You have a couple of paragraphs, and you kind of need to be able to tell a little story there.
Yeah, and I also think that the manuscript pages are a big part of the whole Alan Wake experience. While it also tells lots about the world itself, it also gives you a really deep history of different characters in the game.
Yeah, and it feels kind of natural too because you know, we sort of made the pages a part of the whole thing. They're not just sort of, you know, random things in the, you know, sort of, you know, on the sideline, but they're actually something that's really a part of the plot because they really are the plot.
Exactly, and I especially like the idea how certain pages actually predict some events that are going to occur in the future.
Yeah, we do a lot of foreshadowing there, but it's not, you know, we don't really do the kind of a thing where we sort of, you know, hint at something. We actually come right out and flat out, you know, say it, because that's sort of, we want to prove the player that, you know, what's written on the pages actually literally happens in the game.
Yeah, it's really cool when that happens. If somebody actually reads the page and sees how stuff unfolds in front of him while he plays it, I think that would be really cool for somebody. And it's so bad that I've actually read all the pages, so I don't get that experience. But I would think that it's really cool when you actually experience it.
And I know a lot of players are probably just going to run through and just sort of skip the pages, and, you know, that's fine, you can do that, you can play, you know, a cool action game like that, but there's actually a lot more to the game than just the shooting.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, we found one of the...
Another sip of the heavenly coffee. He grinned at Rose. Surely this was love. Rose gushed on, breath.
Oh, that was one of the Nightmare pages. Yeah, I do like the having the manuscript pages being their own form of exposition for the game. Oof. I do like how the world is set up for Alan Wake in terms of its own internal consistency.
Please. Hey! Hey, you! There's been an accident. I need help. Listen, I need to...
Premium cabins for rent in...
Oh, hell.
Carl Stucky. Pleased to meet you. Non-refundable reservation deposit.
Unfortunately, this is not condemned, so we won't be able to get into an axe fight with him. That's good. Didn't think that was going to actually hurt me. I like the fog effects in the background here, too. Yeah, the additional stuff they add with, like, the radio... Oh, jeez. And the TV, it's very Max Payne-esque.
I had to figure a way out of this. Any second now, and Stucky would be knocking on the door with his axe like Nicholson in The Shining.
Alright, we got all of our weapons. And Energizer batteries for ad placement, too.
During your trying
Yes.
In
Bright Falls Sheriff Station.
Hello?
two, one, stand.
This is bad.
Oh no. Ah, hi, XP. Get out of there. I really do like the haze effect of the darkness around you in this game.
Even though most of the enemies attack you with melee weapons, some of them are able to use ranged weapons as well. I think it's way cooler when somebody's throwing stuff at you instead of shooting. Or maybe I just got tired of that in our previous games.
Good to know. Let's activate our...
There were more of them.
Come on. Bet we don't get a melee option in this.
Concussion. I'd never fired a gun outside a shooting range, and now I just killed someone. Or something. There were no bodies. They just disappeared. If I was dreaming, it felt real enough to make me sick.
I think like one of the things that I think hurt Alan Wake is that it does rely a little bit much on the action. And it does get repetitive over the course of the many chapters.
Graffiti was revealed by my flashlight. Someone had hidden a chest of supplies near it.
There's just not enough enemy types to make the combat feel all that exciting.
The Dark Forest was the last place I wanted to go, but I had no choice. I had to get to the gas station.
Oh, there's a page. Completely off the beaten path, though. Because I played the game before, it's stored all the ones I've picked up already. Let's grab this. And we are again out of the official tutorial. Now we're in things for real. Oops. Thank you, game. They do a really good job of hiding things in this too.
What the hell was that?
Even if you go off the beaten path, it's still very hard to find everything in the game.
When I saw the river below, something uncoiled itself inside my head. I realized that I'd have to find a way across. I didn't even know.
Wake's newfound fear of water is a result of his plunge into Cauldron Lake. Of course, at this point in the story, he doesn't know what happened to him. He doesn't remember any of it. But you know, on some subconscious level, he knows that he's been violated, and he associates that with the water.
Reminds me of Psychonauts too, having the water be a main enemy to you. Yeah, you do have to, especially in Nightmare mode, you do have to play this more like a horror game rather than the action. And we play this long enough, you'll see me doing a lot more running than fighting. But there are sections where you are forced to fight. Oh. I like how their voice the changes.
Stucky was still out there, in the dark.
Damn you, Stucky. Yeah, the commentary was a bonus for the collector's edition that they released as separate DLC when they ported Alan Wake to the PC. I heard the collector's edition of the game had like an entire like case file, like additional lore. But I didn't get that one, unfortunately. Oh, is this a new page? Here it is.
For a long time, the dark presence had been weak, sleeping. Nothing but a half-forgotten nightmare or a shadowy flicker in the corner of an eye in the forest at night. Not real enough to properly exist, and yet too evocative to fade away completely. Now it was waking up. The writer like...
So this was a page that I wasn't going to access if I didn't play this game on Nightmare mode. Then there's thermoses to find. There's an achievement for using all the radios. With all that copyright music, it'll probably get this flagged once it gets done on YouTube. So. Yeah, for this part, we will be having to fight our way through. Oh, I thought I stopped on the time. You can also just passively leave your flashlight on them. Goodbye. You'll know when they're all dead. The screen will like flash like a blue haze. Yeah, for this part we do have to kind of fight our way through. It's not until the next chapter where we'll be running for our lives most of the time. I'm still not sure if I want to do more YouTube streaming or not. Yeah, I would agree with that, El Gordo, that the DLC for Alan Wake is a lot better than the base game. Because they really treat it as you already know what you're doing, so they just made it a lot more inventive. And Remedy seems to be really good with, like, nightmare sections.
Taken. They're taken.
But yeah, it definitely ends like they really were expecting to make an Alan Wake 2. And it just didn't happen. I would love to talk to them about the history of making American Nightmare, though. Because it seems like such a, like, out of left field move for them. Alright. Again, trying to keep my eye out for any more of the manuscript pages.
The staircase was broken. I had to make
is that one over there?
Some other way.
Or is that just light? Yeah, it's just light. Again, you really have to pay attention to any kind of lighting in this game.
There was bound to be a generator somewhere at the logging site.
Surely nothing will attack me in the dark, right? I have one shot on my badass flare gun. Oh. It is nice how the enemies know to kind of separate and converge on you. Ow. That's the little haze I was talking about. And there's some really good excitement as you try to run from safe haven to safe haven, too. Which I kind of felt should have been made like a bigger part of the game. Downplaying the weapons and just focusing on kind of finding these oases in the desert.
With all this forestry equipment around, there had to be something I could use to reach the top.
From our live chat, he was one of the people who reached out to me on Twitter about wanting to do a live discussion. I know from his Twitter account, he's written for several games. And I think he said he was writing a novella. So it'll be interesting to hear what he thinks about writing, adapting video games in general. But as I was telling El Gordo earlier, I would love to get the guys from the Dream Machine on for our conversation, especially just to find out about making something in stop motion. Left 4 Dead really popularized using lighting as a guide marker. Oh, the radio.
Well, I was just outside for a breath of fresh air, and what a night. I know most of you are probably in your beds by now, but if you're still up and around, take a moment. Step outside for a spell.
These little supply drawers are going to be very important for Nightmare too.
It's like the forest is quietly breathing along with you. If you listen, no, I'm a night owl, and it's on nights like
I don't think I ever beat Alan Wake on Nightmare mode either. I tried playing a little of them. Yeah, I know. Dream Machine's been in development for ages. I think I saw it start in like 2010.
The gas station
And I don't know how long was the gap between 5 and 6.
Most of the gameplay locations we have in the game incorporate the idea of a journey into them. It basically means that we try to show where player is coming from and where he's going to as often as possible. In the beginning of episode 1, this meant that we showed the lighthouse whenever possible, and of course now we use the gas station in similar role.
Really like that haze. Oh god. Must find collectibles. We don't care about owls, we just want 100% out. So this is a section where they will just keep coming to get me. Ow. I really hope we're going the right way or I am dead. And safe. I like using these things. A year and a half between 5 and 6, really. I could see that, especially given how time-consuming stop motion is. There we go.
Here we can see some of the nasty enemies that we have. We call them flankers because they try to circle around you and stab you in the back. Though they are quite easy to take out.
Once we get the actual flares, our survivability really extends itself in Alan Wake. The flare gun is more just like a rocket launcher. And again, all manner of goodies off the beaten path. Uh-oh. Run! Oop. This looks like a job for the flare. Open a little TV here.
Science. It bestows
We just sit here and watch all the TV shows.
all of mankind. Newton, Einstein, Sagan, princes among men. But the price for such a legacy is steep indeed. In Night Springs. Tonight's episode, a quantum suicide. If our lives are already written, it would take a courageous man to change the script. Having called a press conference, Dr. Barclay Colvin is about to demonstrate that very code.
They did a lot of this in Max Payne too.
Ladies and gentlemen of the press,
for you guys watching, do you actually want to watch these shows or move along?
Tonight, I'm going to give a practical demonstration of the many worlds interpretation. As you can see, this is a loaded 9mm pistol. It shall be part of a thought experiment. And now, a real experiment, known as a quantum suicide.
Did he say suicide? Is that a real gun? He's kidding, right?
Please, please, stay calm. There is no risk.
Yeah.
Observe
All right.
what occurs when I place the weapon.
Let's just keep things moving along here.
The journey from the crash card onwards has seen a steady escalation of suspense, and now we're wrapping it up with a meeting with possessed Carl Stucky.
So here's kind of like our, I guess, quote-unquote boss for this first episode. See, these batteries last a whole lot longer than the ones in Outlast. Well, here comes Carl. Oh. Matrix dodge. Get back here. This could be a minute or so. So you eat away at the darkness. Almost. Come on. We can't turn the generator on until we deal with old Carl. Go. Bye, Carl. Jeez. Got him.
Stucky's body vanished, leaving behind only a lifetime of nightmares to come, assuming I'd reach the lights of the gas station alive.
Is that gonna open up? There we go. I'm pretty sure I missed collectibles. But again, there's just so many in this game.
You're about to find the first TV at the gas station where we see Alan Wake raving like a lunatic. Cynthia Weaver actually talks about a similar thing later on in the game when she mentions that Thomas Zane has been talking to her from beyond and from television, and it's kind of a similar thing. Wake isn't aware of how it's happening, but that's what it is. We are thinking of Alan Wake as kind of a sum of three parts actually. Our writing, Ilkka Willis' face and body language, and Matthew Poretta's voice. And since we shot this stuff on video instead of producing it with our
No, not yet.
that's
I'll
actually
go
Alan
about
Wake at his purest.
frictional.
And not coincidentally, it's also Alan Wake at his craziest.
If I remember right, think there was a page at the end of this road. Or I'm going to get myself killed. Well, we did a dodge. Oh. Oh, those guys are annoying, aren't they? Get back to the light, Alan.
I had to get inside the gas station to find a phone to call for help.
Once we go in there, it does end the chapter. Just making sure we didn't miss anything here. I didn't see anything in the tunnel, unless I missed it. Uh-oh. But I'm sure there's gonna be something evil over here. Again, I love the haze. It's just such a, like, a dominating presence. Oh. That's a good throw by him. Do you see a page on that wall there? Yeah, and these guys will just keep coming back as long as we're standing in the dark areas. Got it. We'll make sure to head back there and grab that page. Oh, that's a new one. Toby the dog.
The smell. It was the man, the nice man who always gave him treats and never got tired of playing with him. Toby wagged his tail in excited anticipation and gave a joyous bark. Then there was another smell.
Oh, goodbye, Toby the dog. Alright. What we have to do is head on in.
The garage was a mess. It looked like someone had trashed the place, or that there'd been some kind of fight.
All right. I'll keep writing. Outside there's only darkness. Outside the cabin, outside the story, there's only darkness. I can feel a presence in the dark. Just
there's crazier Alan Wake.
I'll reach her. I'll fix her. I'll bring her back. The story will come true. If I stumble...
And there goes the chapter.
Rainbow Sheriff Station.
Previously on Alan Wake. I came to Bright Falls with my wife, Alice.
It is kind of weird how the game has these, you know, end of episode previews, and then each episode starts with what happened previously. It does make me think that I wonder if they were planning on making this episodic.
I'm missing a week. I was attacked by shadowy men.
Alright, let's skip that.
Honey, I'm home.
Because I know during development the game went through a lot of changes.
We have two of these New York flashback scenes in the game, and actually
everybody loves New York.
And I'm very glad that we were able to keep them in because they are very important to the story that we're telling here. These are the days when the Wakes were actually happy. And we spent so much of the game in danger and in darkness, running around with guns blazing. And also, when we see Wake and Alice together, most of the time they're arguing or at least, you know, not being very happy. But these are the days when they were both very, very happy together, and these are the days they long for. In the second flashback sequence, towards the end of the game, you know, you can see the cracks there. They aren't really doing very well anymore. But right now, this one, it was good.
Nice apartment. Alright.
Oh, hey, I just finished those cover mock-ups. They're on your desk. Tell me what you think.
No kidding. I didn't think you'd get them done this quickly.
Let's see what we got here.
These look really good.
Oh, sure, until Barry gets his hands on them. Which, by the way,
See
will happen
ya.
over my dead body. The last time was the last time. Oh, and speaking of Barry, he called.
Well, the light's going out.
Alan? Alan, please check the fuse box.
I'm right here. I'm on it, honey.
Please hurry!
There it is.
Honey, it's a power outage. I've got the flashlight.
Okay, hi.
You okay?
I'm sorry.
Yep, Barry.
It just really spooked me.
Don't worry.
I think one of my
Just break out
favorite
the
parts, I'm going to say this in the video that I'm going to put up on Monday, I just love when Barry gets the Christmas lights and the headlight, and like he looks ridiculous, but it makes perfect sense within this game.
If pain gets any worse or you experience any other symptoms, you should come see me. I'll let you
Nice
get on with
fish.
it then. Sarah, Sheriff Breaker, is waiting for you. She's very good at her job. I'm sure she can locate your wife in no time.
Thank you for testing the lights, Miss Weaver. Everything seems to be fine. I don't have the luxury.
Yeah, it's Mulligan here. I'm at Stuckey
will
gas
need
station
changes
with
and we
sources.
can't change them
There's
in-
no sign of him. Over. Wait. Yeah.
Have a nice day now. Very good. I'll come back later on to remind you, just in case. Mr. Wake, the sheriff is waiting for you in her office down the corridor.
Oh, look at all these missing people. Wait, I think we've seen a few of these guys from the director's commentary.
Come in, Mr. Wake. Your phone's on the desk. The battery was dead. It's charged now.
Have you started looking for my wife yet?
My men are already on it. Now, can you tell me what happened?
I'm not sure.
Wonder if we
I
can't
remember.
skip these parts.
We were arguing. I walked out of the cabin.
The cabin on Cauldron Lake? How did you end up at Stuckey's gas station?
Alright.
Who is this?
Go to the back lot. There's a hole in the fence on the left. Look inside the junker. I left a little something there to convince you we're all on the same page here. After you take the cops,
yes.
you can meet me in Elderwood National
Mr.
Park.
Wake, can I
There's a
help
spot
you with
called Lover's
anything?
Peak. Midnight. Don't do nothing stupid, pal. We're watching you.
I need to get some air. The sheriff said I could go out back.
Of course, Mr. Wake.
In many small towns, life is peaceful and not that much happens that really requires police intervention. Such is the case with Bright Falls also. And the sheriff's station is really a friendly, almost cozy place. Indeed, the jail cells are more often used to sober people up than holding anyone for a longer period of time.
The early morning light hurt my eyes and made my head ache. The man on the phone had said, go through the fence on the left.
See what we got here. But yeah, if you haven't had a chance yet, definitely try out the DLC for Alan Wake. It's a lot harder than the base game, but I think that's what makes it a lot better too.
Well, folks, it's been another long night, and it's about time for me to sign off.
Hole. Where's that hole? Oh, there's another page. That must be over here.
Alice's driver's license had been placed on the front seat. The caller meant business.
Barry?
Ow! My God, where the hell have you been? I've been trying to reach you for a week, you and Alice. Oh, I've been worried sick. I flew out yesterday. I'm here in Bright Falls.
Barry, listen to me. I'm at the sheriff's station. Come and get me. I can't talk now.
Ow! What the hell is going?
I had to get the sheriff to let me go. I needed to get to Elderwood National Park to meet Alice's kidnappers.
Could have sworn we could have used that. Unless that comes back in later. Huh? Oh, we're gonna get flagged for copyright, aren't we? Oh.
A writer is a light that reveals the world of his story from darkness, shapes it from nothingness.
Marvelous, Sarah.
I just wanted to settle all the damage the Anderson brothers might have inadvertently caused.
Where's
Are you
Barry?
feeling any better, Miss?
I had to.
Yeah. Again, if we don't fast forward this, a lot will just be us like sitting around.
Jeez, Mister takes a swing at everybody. This is not her fault. She's a very nice girl, and more importantly,
the visitor center is the hub of Elderwood National Park area. It's a place where you can get information about the local wildlife, directions.
This is when things get very tricky.
Or keys if you are renting one of the cabins in the area. It also has a nice cafeteria, which looks out into the forest. It's a bright and beautiful place to stop for a while and have a cup of coffee. But it's also filled with lots of stuffed animals and mammoth skeletons and so forth. So it's not really a place that you'd want to visit at night, which is what you will be doing.
and everything's just.
Understand what it sounds like when you say stuff like that?
Wait here.
You just ignore
Actually,
Barry.
I'm sorry about this. Would you mind grabbing the registration form from the desk? It's just across from Bucktooth Charlie.
Okay, sure. What happened?
Seriously, Al, you can't just go and meet a kidnapper. Those situations always end up in disaster. You gotta talk to the cops.
She's my wife, and it's my call. Can we talk about this later?
No, this whole thing.
Just wait here.
You hit your head.
And those traps are going to become a major part later on.
And here are the keys. Okay, you're all set, Mr. Wake. Glad to have you staying here.
Thanks. Can you tell me how to get to Lover's Peak?
You're trying to pull a joke on me, freak me out? It's working. Ha ha! Let's have a laugh on Barry. Well, you had me going there, real fun.
Now, I'm sure this will get flagged if it gets archived and put up on YouTube.
The natives, Al. These yokels are dangerous. Everybody hates a tourist.
Barry is a very funny character to write, and frankly, a big part of that is Fred Berman, who does Barry's voice. And he's a cool guy because it doesn't matter how stupid the thing I write is, he actually always makes it sound good. He would just always find the right tone for Barry and sort of make him human, even though he's saying something completely idiotic. Barry's a clown, of course, and you know, you could call him a greedy little weasel, and you wouldn't be far off from the truth. But at the same time, he's a loyal friend, and he's smarter than he lets on. And you know, he's got the flaming eye of Mordor, so you know that goes a long way.
Step of the way, Al. Lock the door now.
Go Barry. This is a chapter that really introduces the fact that you have to keep running and not fight the Taken.
I was still angry with Barry for trying to talk me out of it. These people had called me right in the sheriff's station. The cops wouldn't scare them, and they had Alice.
And follow the light. Evil birds.
Welcome back to the show, folks. As promised,
I've heard about that, Magorder, that there was a prequel to Alan Wake. I think it was all live action. I think it may be included in the collector's stuff for Alan Wake. I know I got something when I played the Xbox version of the game. There's also case files by one of the characters, but you could only get that in the steel box or steelbook version of the collector's edition. Well, it would be great to stand here and watch. I know it'll probably put you guys to sleep.
The cancer and cure of civilization. But some crimes...
Evil birds all around. I'll take that. Yeah, consider this AAA, I think. I think it was published by Microsoft. Again, the environmental part of this game is really nice. Come in, Rusty. As soon as we look in here for collectibles. I think that hurts me if I run into it.
Hello?
Oh, Rusty.
Back here. I'm back here. Hey, please help me.
Whatever did this couldn't be far. Rusty had found a page from the manuscript. It would help me understand what had happened.
Well, at least the dog's okay.
Good boy.
Well, right now Rust is still alive, but you know that's not gonna last for long. He's a couple of minutes away from being turned into one of the Taken.
You know, and we worked on Taken for a long while, and when we initially started to build the concept, the basis was on serial killers from comics and movies.
Right.
We wanted them almost seem like immortal enemies, and they always turn up where you least expect them.
Yeah, and they seem kind of mindless. Well, that's because the Dark Presence just sort of strips away everything away from them. It just leaves this empty shell and fills it with darkness and sort of throws them at you. They're really about aggression, and they don't really do subtle.
And that's exactly why we love the melee weapons, right? And we actually considered giving them firearms at one point. But when we tried that, I think it took away something from the unique feel of combat. That
Yeah,
we
because
had.
we kind of want them to come at you.
Yeah, they need to be aggressive, right? And I think the melee weapons also represent something old and mythical, what the Dark Presence is, unlike the light, which is modern and technical.
Yeah, and of course you'll probably notice that they keep on babbling all the time. Well, you have, but no, I'm talking to a player here. That was actually kind of an experiment because we just wrote some of that stuff on a whim for Stucky in the beginning, and when we got the lines back from the actor, it was creepy as hell. So we, of course, decided that we gotta have more of this stuff. And we just wrote more of it in.
Yeah, exactly. It's just excellent.
The ground was covered with oily patches that looked like liquid darkness.
Oh no. Rusty. If I can get a badass shot, we'll try to shoot an axe out of the air. Gotcha. I think we'll probably wrap things up in a few minutes, though.
Something had torn a mammoth-sized hole in the wall.
Please don't feed the animals.
Mm-mm.
Fishing for those visitors who purchase a park fishing license. Obey Ranger's instructions at all times.
Oop.
Rusty, no!
Oh, Rusty. It's a tough balance to ask, like, if there should have been more enemies in Alan Wake or less. Like, if there was more enemies, it would be more of an action game. But what they have right now, I think it's just a really odd number. And it does get a little repetitive fighting these guys. Come on. Die.
Even simple berries.
What did you just say? Again, we're playing this on Nightmare, so they take extra shots to die. There we go. No. Trying to be cool and shoot those axes out of the air. forget about that. Little safe spot.
The Elderwood National Park sits in the middle of the dark and majestic Elderwood Forest.
Oh boy.
It's a place that features bare sun-bathed mountainsides and tall redwood forests and temperate rainforests and marshlands. Despite some hiking trails and friendly signs, it's nevertheless a wild place like nature is, and you shouldn't venture out too far into it after dusk. This place is inspired by the many beautiful nature preservation parks that are a staple of Pacific Northwest. And as we do like to throw the player out into the forest a lot at night time, this location really is in the essence of our gameplay.
Oh, that's the right way. Oh no, my mistake. Again, the second we get into the dark for too long, we're gonna get attacked. Am I going... I think I'm going backwards. Yeah. Sorry about that, folks. Now we're on the right track. Jumping down the steps. Now this is the part where we gotta run like hell. Because they're just gonna keep on
Lover's
coming.
Peak was at the far end of the nature trail.
It's great that the resources are in a deep dark cave, isn't it? Surprisingly, bats are never your enemy in this game. It's always the evil birds. Yeah, but exactly. About how you can explore as much as you want, but the second you go into the dark, you know you're going to be attacked from all sides. And they really do love setting the collectibles out of bounds like that, and just tempting you to, you know, stay off the path to try and find them. But you can always look for the light as a good way to tell if you're going the right way. Or when something like that happens. But yeah, good chance I'm going to get killed here several times. But yeah, we gotta run. We need to get to the light. The light is our friend. Damn you, Alan. Why are you not in shape? So, I mean, this is really cool. I like how you're basically having to get to these safe zones. Whew. That's Smokey the Bear. And then when we're ready, we gotta run. Run, Alan, run. Oh god. Like I said, this is when we gotta get the hell out of here. Ow! Almost made it. The only way to turn that on, we need the time. We need a heavy-duty flashlight too. Once you get the flares, it becomes a lot easier to do these emergencies. There we go. The safe havens are really the only places you have checkpoints, unless something's about to happen. Eerie fog, right? We're almost there. But unfortunately... Oh, I think I'm dead. Double smack. You can sometimes cheat this part. Wait for it. Oh god. Oh, we just got busted there. Basically, we need a break, and then we gotta run straight through. The fact that it's 4-on-1 doesn't help matters. Oh. And I'm stuck. I think we're dead here. We're still dead. Oh wait. May just make it into the light. Whew. And that 2-hit stagger can really screw with you. I'm sure there was a collectible over here. It doesn't matter if I get killed here. Oh. So long, losers. Alright, this part is actually what I put into the Dissecting Design for Monday, so I think we're going to wrap it up here. And for those of you watching this on YouTube, let me know if you want to see more Alan Wake here. I'm not sure how this is going to get uploaded or archived or anything like that. But if you are enjoying this, thanks so much for watching. And be sure to like and subscribe if you are brand new. Check back daily for more discussions on game design here and on game wisdom, where we examine the art and science of games. And like I said, we'll play around with whether or not to do more streams on YouTube or Twitch. and we'll see what the audience likes. But anyway, have a great night, and see you all next time.